Hello, family. Welcome to Covenant Sunday. This week we have been examining some powerful truths from Emotionally Whole and the Weight of Words. And one talks about the state of the heart, and the others addresses us on the power of words. Some people say that most relationship problem actually occurs when there's breakdown in communication, while others say that the problems in relationship happens because the love fade. But you must understand that the actual problem actually happens even before the two we just listed. You must understand that our words are container of the content of our hearts. So when your heart is filled with fear, with rejection, with pain, with betrayals, it reflects itself in your communication. And in some other cases, when we have some people who have the fear of abandonment, they usually become defensive even when someone does not intend to leave. And for some other people, usually grow up in an environment that was filled with criticism, they might find it hard to take correction because they see correction as rejection. And for some people that never had this environment of emotional safety, they might find it really difficult to be vulnerable even with the right person in the right relationship. Therefore, the need for healing is imperative. I must understand that healing is not about denying the past. In fact, it is you first acknowledging it, taking responsibility, and seeing to it that your past does not affect your present relationship. However, healing is not enough. If your heart is healthy, then it must reflect itself with healthy communication. I must understand that healthy relationship is a product of healthy communication, which produces emotional safety. And emotional safety happens and grows in a relationship where people learn to listen carefully, to speak respectfully, to respond with patience, and to see to it that they protect one another's dignity even when having difficult conversation. Meanwhile, you must understand that the strongest relationships are not those without conflict. They actually are those that have just learned to speak with love, to give correction with grace, and never to punish one another for being honest. You see, when healed hearts produce wise words, then trust begins to grow in the relationship. And as Christ heals our hearts and transforms our words, then our relationship begins to reveal his love, his truth, and his wisdom. Therefore, we must ask ourselves two very important questions today. The first of which is there any unhealed wound in my heart? Because if there's any wound in your heart and your heart is unhealed, there's no way you can speak healthy word, and hence there's no way you can have an healthy relationship. And the second question is, what atmosphere does my word create around those who are with me? What atmosphere does my word create with those around me? And you must understand that when God heals your heart and transforms your words, then your relationship will begin to flourish. God bless you for joining us today. See you next week at Covenant Sunday. And I pray that God heals our hearts and transform our words to have healthy relationship. See you next time.
This is 1 Minute with David. Faith in every minute.